what's happening? I'm back and I'm here to do my design review for the Clixli platform. Clixli, in case you don't know, is a new website builder where you can host courses, create membership sites, book appointments, and even sell on it like an e-commerce platform. So inside this video, I'm going to show you the basics of creating a site in Clixli and also show you what happened when I tried to recreate my WordPress site into Clixli. A bit of a disclaimer before we start. This video was filmed in February 2021. Clixli only just launched in October 2020. So that means it's a relatively new platform. They will be constantly adding features. So some of the things that I say might be missing in this video may be there if you're watching this video in the future. So to start off, you'll notice in Clixli that it gives you a range of templates which you can start from. It just means that you've got that layout and all you need to do is change the text and the images and the links within it. For my example, I'm going to start off with blank. So no pre-designed template. First of all, I would start by going to my global styling. So global styling is where you would set the fonts and the colors that you're going to use throughout your website. Now, any professional designer will know that it's important to have the same fonts used across your website, across your print media, across your social media, and your colors that represent your brand. Go to the global styling widget in the middle of the left-hand panel. First, add fonts. Clixli comes automatically with all of Google fonts installed, so you can just add font and select the fonts that are within your brand. You can also add custom fonts. They recommend in a WOOF format. Also, then go into global styling and select your text styling. So this is the standard of how your headings will appear, how your paragraphs will appear. You can choose font, size, color. These can all be overwritten within the design, but it's a good practice to set a standard. Also your color palette, you can add your color palette. You can do that by adding a hex color or just using the drag and drop slider, or by using the slider. So designing in Clixli is really simple. Everything is made up of blocks which are split into columns and into rows. To create columns, just click on where it says column 1 and you can change it to 2, 3, however many columns you want. I'm going to colour the 2 columns that I've created in 2 different shades of green so you can see them clearly. And to create a row, just click the plus symbol and that will create a row. And I'm going to colour that red so you can see that clearly. To add things, go to the widgets, and it's a literal drag and drop. Here I've added a heading and I can style it as I need. Drag and drop an image, add an image, so you can upload the file that you want to add. And it is as simple as stretching that image out to make it the size you want. You can see I've added text by dragging and dropping. I can just type into this to change it. Now I'm going to show you how I got on trying to create my rather complex design in WordPress into Clixli. So here you have my WordPress site. The header has quite a few things overlapping and images are off center. So there's different margins here, and I wanted to see if this design can be recreated in Clixli. So to start with, what I have done is I have set a background image, and then I'm going to put the image of myself in a column sitting over the top. So that way I'm getting that layering effect that I've got in the WordPress. So putting my image on top of the background image and simply stretching it out. To get that off-centered effect, the only way I found to do it was by off-centering the top column margin. So going into the column and using this slider here to off-center those margins. And that way I got this off-centered effect within my design. So here is the finished result. Unfortunately, I did run into a few limitations of designing in Clixli. You only seem able to offset the top column margin, which can be restrictive. So essentially that means that I cannot get things to layer on top of each other horizontally. So there doesn't seem to be a Z index. Going down the page, I've managed to get things looking pretty similar. Something I'm not too sure is a bug or not is that when I off-center that top margin, I then can no longer select that column because the other margin sits on top of it. I'm assuming that this is a bug. Hopefully it will be fixed soon. I couldn't get the blog heading to be styled in the font that I wanted. I don't know if this was something that I missed. I'm wondering if this is a bug or something that I've overlooked. If anyone else has worked that out, please comment below because I'd love to get the title of my blogs looking different. The last thing I came across that was not in Clixli but was quite common in other platforms was APIs, meaning that I couldn't do a live Instagram feed from my Instagram into my Clixli account. I have fudged this by creating a gallery and importing the images myself. All in all, I am loving the Clixli. To build sites, it's pretty simple. There are a few limitations which I outlined, but it's a pretty new platform, so I would expect these things to be ironed out within the next coming year. For ease of use, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. So if you want to give Clixli a try, check out the free trial with the link down below. You don't even need to put a credit card in to have a play around in it. And if you want to stay up to date on more business tips, including Clixli how-to videos like this, hit my subscribe button. Next week, I'm hoping to tackle lead magnets and seeing if I can get that firing in Clixli. To see the website that was featured in this video, go to Stace-Railly.com, or if you're interested in buying some Clixli templates similar to the one in this video, visit getnicetemplates.com.